Sup YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. Today we're going to be checking out some more card scans from the Surging Spark set that's coming out on November. It's going to be the last set of the year for us over in the West. So it's going to be releasing on November 8th and it's going to be coming back with tons of cool cards to be playing around with. We have, of course, the Stellar Crown format just recently starting, but we're already going to have some new cards that are going to be changed in the format a little bit left and right when we hit that release date. So hopefully you guys are excited. If you are, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. It helps out in ridiculous ways. You have no idea. We are slowly but steadily making our way to 100,000 subscribers, and I still cannot believe that this is happening. It's amazing to just witness, and you guys are awesome. So with that being said, let's take a look at some card scans that were revealed during the Japan Champions League over in Tokyo. We already talked about the top 16 deck list from that huge tournament with 5,000 people playing there. But now we have some card scans to be taking a look at because these are going to be pretty nice indeed. We're going to start off with Milotic EX. This is going to be my first impression. I have not checked out the card and what it does, so let's just dive into it. We have Sparkling Scales. Prevent all damage and effects done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Terra Pokemon's attack. Okay. First of all, I think this is a little bit of a worse Mimikyu because Mimikyu already does this because every Terra Pokemon out there is an EX Pokemon. So on the other hand, specific decks out there are purely based on Terra Pokemon. Think about Charizard. The main attacker is a Terra Pokemon and it's going to be very hard to deal with a Milotic. On the other hand, it also comes back with an attack 160 damage and you put the opponent's Pokemon to sleep, having a 50% chance of them being trapped and not being able to attack unless they have a switching option. So, how do I rate this card? I personally think Mimikyu will always be the better choice. It is a basic Pokemon, the Mimikyu, and this actually requires you to evolve from a 30 HP Phoebus. 30 HP in this format is pretty bad because of stuff like Monkey Dory that can finish you off. Stuff like, for example, Dragapult EX with the Phantom Dive that can spread some damage. Even if you have two Phoebus, it's not going to work out. So it's probably not going to be seeing that much play, but in some sort of a control-ish deck, this could be nice. I'm actually missing Ditto Prism Star in a format like this with a lot of crazy cool options that we have. Next up is Pikachu EX. It is a Terra Pokemon, and it is coming packed with 200 HP. It's a Lightning type. Lightning type means you can use Electric Generator onto it, but unfortunately its attack cost is going to be pretty tricky. Although with Electric Generator, Sparkling Crystal, Ace-Pack card, and then attach of turn, you could technically get there to get this attack off. The bad news, however, is that you have to discard 3 energies from this Pokemon if you use the attack. It does come back with 300 damage output. Another way you could try to power this one up is through the means of Mirage Gate, I suppose. That's also going to be a way to power up Pikachu, and it also comes back with the Tenacious Heart ability, which is actually a super crazy good ability. If the Pokemon has full HP and would be knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, it is not knocked out and its remaining HP becomes 10. So Focus Band shenanigans going on with the Pikachu. So pretty much in lost boxes, if you just slap it down, Mirage Gate attachment, and slap with it, you most likely will not be knocked out because if they want to one-shot you, your remaining HP becomes 10. I could also see this working out with something like Penny and Hero Escape. You slap it down, you're not knocked out, you Penny up again. So it could be some sort of a control-ish archetype as well, where you use the Pikachu to continuously not get knocked out. The opponent could try and two-shot you, but if you have Penny, you could loop that, things like that. So that's my first glance. This card inherently has a very strong ability. It also comes like, I think it's the same link as Survival Brace Ace-Pack card, right? I wonder how that actually combos if you have both of them equipped. Yeah, it's only going to be equipping the ability, but some very funky things for the TCG live developers for sure. This new Pikachu EX. Now we have Magneton. We've already taken a look at Magneton before. It actually, once during your turn, you may attach up to 3 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Lightning Pokemon in any way you like. If you use this ability, this Pokemon is now knocked out. Similar to Dusknoir and Dusclops in that sense is that you give the opponent the prize card in return for a very powerful ability. Accelerating 3 basic lightning energies from the discard pile could be the thing that Miraidon has been missing out on, because with the rotation of the Evolving Sky set and Flaffy getting rid of the format, it's gonna be pretty hard for like Miraidon decks to continuously have those energies in play. And now with a Magneton, you might just go for the 2/2 price trade regardless, and this Magneton could help you out to power up some energies. Could also allow you to power up an Iron Hands by the second turn quite easily if you're playing Squawkabilly, Pokestop, you name it. So yeah, Magneton, we're gonna have to play some decks with it. And as mentioned, if you give up prize cards like Iono, Counter Catcher, Defiance Band all become very good. There is a Magnet Zone, which actually is not good, so not taking a look at that. There is a Tapu Koko with the prize counter. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, you're actually stopping 180. How do you power it up? You might think, oh, we're gonna be blowing up my Magneton or using Electric Generator. I think using Electric Generator is not too bad, I suppose, but you need to hit a lot to just get this attack going. 180 damage, however, can get rid of Pokemon like the bench sitters. Think about Lumineon, think about Squawkabilly. The only power messy is that you're not knocking out Pheasantipity, but yeah, I think the card is not going to be seeing any play. We have a Togekiss line, and Togekiss comes back with the Wonder Kiss ability. Whenever your opponent's active Pokemon gets knocked out, flip a coin. If heads, you take an additional prize card if you knock it out. So, and also they say this ability does not stack. So you cannot have a bunch of Togekiss and just one-shot a weak HP Pokemon and then flipping coins until you get all your prizes. No, that's not going to be the case. But it does, if you're able to set it up, every single time you knock something out, you have a 50% chance of taking an additional prize card. It's very similar to the Lucky bonus ability of a Chansey that we've seen before. It's probably not going to be seeing play if I had to guess, because it's a stage 2 and it's a 50% chance, so that's not good. Hydreigon EX actually comes with a Terra Pokemon, a very menacing Hydreigon over here. 330 HP. Note that Dark Patch is still in the format, so you can get this powered up quite quickly, and you're slapping 200 damage, and you're discarding the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. This is going to be very disruptive, because let's say, oh, the opponent wants to get their Prime Catcher or wants to get their last candy from the deck or something similar as an example. You just keep milling cards from the opponent's deck. 200 damage is enough in combination with something like a Vitality Band to take care of Teal Masks and stuff. You don't hit the magical 220, so there's a little bit of a problem right there. But you can finish it off later because of the second attack. 130 damage, and this attack also does 130 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So you might think, how do we power this up? It's like going to be quite easy. Just play Luminous Energy, Sparkling Crystal, and Dark Patches, and you get this off, and out of nowhere you spread damage around. Maybe you can also go for a Canceling Cologne in the list if people are still playing Manaphy. So Hydreigon might actually be interesting to be building a deck around. Will it be higher than tier 3 or tier 2? Figure it out. Next up is Tsugu EX, a Dragon type Pokemon with only 160 HP, so in the low HP department right there. Coming back with the first attack, 100 damage. This attack's damage ignores all effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, so you can hit through anything. So some sort of a shred attack, I suppose. And then the Cinnabar Lure. Look at the top 10 cards of your deck. Choose any number of Pokemon you find there and put them on your bench. That's way too much to just power it up. It's just a bulk card, in my opinion. Not good at all. Then we're going to be taking a look at Slaking EX. Slaking EX, 340 HP on the higher department of HP. We have Slaking here having the Slacking Off ability. If your opponent has no Pokemon EX or Pokemon V in play, this Pokemon can't attack. I know what you're going to say. Are there still one prize Pokemon out there? In my opinion, like the most popular decks out there are getting EXs into play. Charizard gets EXs into play. Raging Bolt gets EXs into play. Dragapult gets EXs or V Pokemon in play because they're going to go for like a Rodon. Sometimes people play Lumineon. So strong card, but it actually is a stage 2. So getting it into play is going to be the hardest part. You're going to be able to use Great Swing, 280 damage, and you discarded energy from this Pokemon. Attach to Slackouts, and the following turn Candy Slacking, and boom, 280. Knocking out Lugia V-Star, knocking out Regidrago V-Star. Like the V-Star HP department is there. Other than that, also basic EXs gets slapped around. For example, I would say Miraidons, Iron Hands, Roaring Moons, Raging Bolts. They're all getting slapped away with Slacking and has a ridiculous amount of HP. So I think this also is worth making a deck with. There's a Terrapagus. Prism Charge. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy of all different types and attach them to your Terra Pokemon in any way you like. Okay. powering up Terra Pokemon. So lots of hype for Terra Pokemon all around. We did see that with Stellar Crown as well. Who remembers like the Trinity charge with an Arceus V? Like your first turn powering up your Pokemon. You can be just doing the exact same thing here with Terrapagos. This is a strong card if you want to power up Terra Pokemon. There is a Miraculous Intercom, aka double VS Seeker versus Seeker. Choose up to 2 supporter cards from your discard pile, reveal them and put them in your hand. So this could be a nice card for something like control decks, so you can cherry pick the supporters you want. On the other hand, there are way better ace-pack cards around. Think about Heroescape, think about the new ace-pack card allowing you to get all the bench Pokemon instantly onto the field. So, it's definitely worth thinking about. I'm glad we're getting so many different ace-pack cards, but there has been a bunch of broken ace-pack cards that already released. So I'm not sure people will grab towards this one. Colber Berry, whenever the Pokemon this card is attached to is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Darkness Pokemon, this Pokemon takes 60 less damage from that attack. So you have a way to reduce the damage output that Charizard is dishing to you. So this could actually be interesting if you like have a turbo-based deck, but on the other hand, if you have a turbo-based deck, you probably have Squawkabilly in play regardless, and they have Counter Catcher and all, they have the Dusknoirs and all that. It's probably not going to be that good, but it's funky that you have some protection against darkness-based Pokemon. More in particular is going to be, of course, that Charizard Pokemon deck. Technical Machine, more TMs are coming out. There's the Fluorite. Discard all energy from this Pokemon and heal all damage from each of your Terra Pokemon. Nah. It could be like, if you can, of course. How do you get 3 energies powered up time and time again to activate this? You can go for Colress's Experiment and then use stuff like, for example, the Cramorant, which can then use this attack for free. But Cramorant has a weak HP Pokemon and will get knocked out regardless. So I'm not too big of a believer of this TM. There's Sirano. Search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon EX and put them in hand. We've had something like this before. I think it was Olivia or something like that. That could get like GXs from the deck and stuff. Is it better than Jacques? Maybe in Charizard, I suppose, because you can get Pidgeot EX, you can get 2 Zard EXs out, so you can thin the deck quite easily. But would you play this over something like an Arven? I don't know. But it also can get, like, if you want to have a very heavy focused Pokemon EX deck, this could be an interesting card for sure. Jasmine's Gaze. During your opponent's next turn, each of your opponent's Pokemon take 30 less damage. Okay. Every single one of your Pokemon has defensive power, but you're not drawing cards with Jasmine. You're just playing the defensive game. Is it gonna help out? I doubt it. Exciting Stadium. Quite exciting, right? Basic Pokemon got 30 HP. It is a proactive stadium, meaning that if you slap it down, you don't have the immediate benefit from it because the opponent can just, on their turn before they attack, overlap the stadium or use Lost Vacuum on it. So not too keen on stadiums like this. We've seen countless amounts of these before, like Lake Equity, the training, was it for the Stage 1 Pokemon? Never sees play, so I don't believe this will see play. Although 30 additional HP in combination with Heroescape can get some crazy numbers like Exciting Stadium, in combination with Bouffalands and a Blood Moon Ursaluna EX will have like Blood Moon Ursaluna with the Heroescape, that's 360, with the Bouffaland 60 reduction, that is going to be 420, with the Exciting Stadium 450. Who slaps 450 these days? Just something funny to just take a look at. There's the Gravity Mountain, aka Mount Fuji. No. Stage 2 Pokemon get minus 30 HP. This is way better because when you slap it down, you have the immediate benefit from having the stadium in play. You can put the Stage 2 Pokemon down 30 HP. That means Charizard becomes 300 HP, Pidgeot becomes 250 HP. So stuff like that could be interesting to tech. For sure. If you're not hitting the numbers against specific Stage 2 decks out there, Gravity Mountain might actually see play. We have a most crazy artwork of a Zapdos here, but it's not good. Unfortunately, it can of course have the follow-up Bolt, 20 damage plus 10 more for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. If you're not able to finish stuff off with something like a Miraidon, this could be useful because you can easily power it up, but most likely will not see play. Azumarill slaps 230 damage, believe it or not, and Double Edge used by this Pokemon costs Psychic Energy if you have a Terra Pokemon in play. So you can use it for 1 energy. Psychic Pokemon hitting for 1 energy. If there's any Pokemon out there that is like really weak to Psychic Pokemon and it's a tier 1 or tier 2 meta deck, and we might think about like a 1-1 Azumarill, I suppose. There is Sylveon EX, which actually is a very beautiful card. It's not a fairy type. Fairies are still no longer around. There's the Magical Charm, 160 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon's attack do 100 less damage. Okay, so this wants to be a Goodra VSTAR really badly, but 100 reduction is kind of crazy. Its second attack, shuffle 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and all attached cards into their deck. If one of your Pokemon used the Angelite during your last turn, this attack cannot be used. So, how about Iono and then getting rid of 2 bench Pokemon? It could be very funky to use for sure. Hasn't seen that much success over in Japan, so it most likely will not be a tier S deck or a tier 1 deck. Maybe low tier 2 at best, I suppose, but probably not going to be seeing that much of an impact. Yeah, some more bulk Pokemon. There is an Eevee. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, it can evolve during your first turn or on the turn it was put into play. So Eevee can instantly get into Sylveon, and that makes it way better, right? Because you can instantly evolve into Sylveon, and then you can also have Sparkling Crystal. So as soon as you have an Arven, boom, you're up and ready to go. Sparkling Crystal, DTE, and you can start using Magical Charm and become a very tanky Sylveon EX. There's a Snorlax that is just a bulk card. There's the Terra Orb. Again, more hype for Terra Pokemon out there. Search the deck for a Terra Pokemon, reveal it, and put it in the hand. Terra Pokemon are actually pretty great right now. I will be putting this in Charizard, Dragapult EX, might even slide a copy into a Raging Ball so you can find an Ogerpon. So, very strong item for sure. And then there's the Precious Carrier? Search your deck for any number of basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. Will this be the card that Gardevoir will now play to just fill up their bench full of Ralts? Will this be a card that's putting the Reggie deck back on the map? Who knows, but it's a very strong A-Spec card. It's definitely worth thinking about, even though you cannot play Prime Catcher or Unfair Snap if you're playing this. It is very strong to get a setup going. Alright, then the rest of the cards we've already talked about. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, a run through of some of the new cards that were revealed for the Scarlet and Violet Surging Spark set releasing on November 8th. Hopefully you guys had a good time. If you did, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Helps out in many ways. And also go check out the sponsors that make the videos possible. There's PokemonStore.com for your TCG Live code card needs. You can get 5% off using the coupon ZapdosTCG. There is, of course, TC Evolutions for your damage counters, your VSTAR tokens or ability tokens. You can get 10% off using the coupon ZapdosTCG. There is DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Stock up on some new product for the new season. And you can get, of course, 5% off using the coupon ZapdosT5. And last but not least, CardMarket.com for European players where you're able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. Use the referral name ZapdosTCG to help support the channel. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day, and I will be creating a video tomorrow. And it's very crazy because the Dortmund regionals are closing in, my first regionals of the season. Stay excited, stay fresh, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace!